I want to show you why the activator and hardener are bad together. For that we going to mix it on top of this can to show you what happens. First we will pour the blue liquid on the can, just a little bit, and then we have the hardener in the ink filler and we will add that. Quickly see what happens. That's how quick an exothermic reaction happens. Now let us look at closer what happens. Wow, that's super fast. That's just not even 1 or 2 seconds. This is a piece of veneer that we're going to use to laminate today. Veneer are actually a little bit thick of plywood on top of which there is a synthetic layer which is given. Sometimes we get natural wood also, but this veneer is synthetic. It's pretty old. You can see a little bit of dirt marks over here, scratch marks. So first we have to make this surface really plain. For that we are going to sand it with 320 then by 400, which will get rid of all the dirt and deposits on the layer. Then we can go with the next process. We have to sand the sheet along the grains because it's a small piece. You can see how the grains are going. It's going along the short side, and you can see so much of dust which is getting removed. We have to be careful while sanding the veneer. The veneer layer is very thin, so we cannot go all hard sanding on it, otherwise we will just remove the veneer layer. So we're just going to do light sanding and remove the dirt so that we can prepare it for the next process. Now the veneer layer is really fine and very soft to the touch, and we just sanded it with 220 grit sandpaper. This is good enough for the next process. Now we will have to seal the pores using sanding sealer, but we'll introduce a different product right now. It's called epoxy from Asian Paints. It's a two-part epoxy, and we'll see the process. This is the epoxy insulator from Asian Paints. This comes in two cans which are of equal volume. This is 500 ml and this is also 500 ml, which means we have to mix it at 1:1 ratio. So we'll take a cup and mix it. Again, while applying epoxy, we have to apply it along the grains. So we will take it from the top to the bottom. You can see immediately how the color changes. That's the beauty of finishing any wood. The moment we apply any water or liquid on the wood surface, it reveals its true color, and I love this process. We'll be applying 2 coats of epoxy after 20 minutes of interval. That way we let the first layer dry up completely and apply the next layer. This is a quick fast setting one and it's very light, so it doesn't take really long to actually dry. You can see while the second half of the veneer is being colored, the first half is already drying up. This is how the veneer looks after 2 layers of epoxy. If I run my hand across, I can again feel unevenness. In fact, you can see it on the camera also. It's dry now and it's been 20 minutes since the last layer. We will do one light coat of sanding using 320 grit sandpaper. That will make the surface even, and then we can go for the next process. The first time when we sanded, you saw the dirt coming out, but right now it's just whitening up. That's the layer of epoxy that we are scratching. The whole process of lamination is going to be scratch the surface, make it smooth, and again scratch the surface, make it smooth, and then keep filling the layers. So after a light sanding, when we run our hand across, we can feel few bumps. We'll go ahead and touch that up with the sanding paper again. You can see the light shine that comes after epoxy. It's pretty smooth after just 320 grit sandpaper. Now we can go for the next step. To laminate the veneer, we will be using ICA range of products. This is the ICA lamination that we will be using. In this box, we get this lamination coating. Along with that, we get a hardener and an activator. This is a 3K process, which means we have to combine 3 items together. And to dilute it, we will be using PU thinner. We will be not using NC thinner. For this, we have to use the PU thinner. The way this works is, first with the coating we have to mix this blue compound, and it will stay for 24 hours, 48 hours also, that's not a problem. But the moment we mix the hardener, we have a working time of less than 30 seconds. That's how quick it's going to create an exothermic reaction, heat up the surface and possibly spoil the gun also. So we have to mix the hardener just before spraying and quickly spray within the next 30 seconds. The ICA coating is actually a transparent liquid. It just looks like water. The next we will be adding the activator. That much amount is more than enough. It turns the liquid blue in color, but don't worry, we're not going to get a blue surface. Once we mix it completely, it again turns clear. After the first layer of coat, you can see the lamination is going and trying to fill the crevices inside, and this is after applying the epoxy layer. If you did not apply the epoxy layer, then you would have understood that it created more problems. But this is just first layer. We have to apply 8 more layers to build up a thin film of lamination on the top. This is why we call it as lamination, because we building up a film. In the next layer, a little bit of these pores will get filled up, and we have to wait for 10 to 15 minutes for the second layer. We have coated the veneer with almost 6 layers. There is 2 more layers to go, and you can see it's already getting the glass feeling, and in this layer you will not see any dents or fibers of the veneer, because with 6 layers we have filled it enough. I really like how it's come now. With every interval of 15 minutes we coated each layer, and we coated a thick layer. This has to be done quick, we cannot take any other job during this time, and it's come out really nice. 2 more coats to go, and I'll show you the finish after that. Then we have to let it dry for 8 hours. After 2 days of drying up, the surface is totally tack free and has become pretty solid. And if you can see in the corner, there is a buildup of layer. This is what we want. I would say it's at least 1 to 2 mm thickness of build layer. We need that much because we have to sand the layers and bring it down. First we'll start sanding with 220 grit sandpaper, 320, 400, so on, and go up to 2500 grit sanding paper. This white spots that you actually see is the wax inside the lamination that has come out. This is a mistake that we shouldn't do, but I am just showing you with the problem. This appeared because while the lamination was heating up, we sprayed the next layer and it kind of got sealed inside. In lamination, it is very much important that we give enough time for it to dry up and apply the second layer, but not too much of time. If you give too much of time, then this problem will appear. For now, we'll start the cutting process as we call it in the industry. So we're going to cut one layer at a time and make it super silky smooth. The surface has become really smooth, and if I can clear out, you can see it is almost shining right now. We are very far away from completion. We have to go up till 2500, so we'll do more sanding. It is necessary to feel it and understand if there are any bumps. Basically, what we are doing with the sandpaper is the 400 grit leaves some scratch marks, with the 600 removes, the 600 leaves some scratch marks which the 800 removes, and so on and so forth up till 2500. Usually water sanding gives much more finish than the dry sanding, and water sanding actually removes lesser material also, and that's why we always prefer water sanding rather than dry sanding. But still you can see a white layer of film which comes out. That's the actual material that's being removed. Right now we are using 800 grit sandpaper, and you can see that we are removing a fine layer. That's why during lamination we coat such a thick layer, because in the sanding process all the layers are going to be removed and will be left with a small thin layer. Right now we are sanding with 1200 sanding paper, and it's important that we change the pattern in which we sand. Right now we used a circular pattern, which means that we are distorting the scratch marks of the previous sandpaper. We have sanded till 2000 grit, and right now if I tilt it, you can see it's got an almost matte finish, and that's only because we have scratched the surface. But going till 2000 grit has rendered the surface really smooth. Now we can go ahead and start buffing. For buffing we have to use a rubbing compound, and we'll be using a buffing machine. Otherwise, if you don't have a buffing machine, then you can use just a white cloth to buff. That is going to again remove more scratches that 2000 grit let over here. We'll be using the rubbing compound from Nippon Paints. It's called N-Force, and it is a little bit gritty, which we'll be applying on all the surface, and then using the buffing machine we can buff the piece down. You can see the difference between the buffed surface, which is almost glossy, still not completely done, and the other surface where still the buffing is yet to be done. That's the quality of sanding. To polish the surface, we will be using this polish from 3M, and a little bit is just enough. We'll lightly apply it on the surface, dabbing it, and then using the polish cloth we will polish it. This is actually tack free cloth, it removes the dust, and this is the polished cloth. There's a slight difference. We'll take it and start rubbing it really hard. And I want to show you the difference between the polished place and the place which is not polished. You can see it's starting to glitter. As you saw, the process of lamination has many steps in it, and it's not a one-day job. Between each coats, you have to give at least 15 to 20 minutes of drying time depending upon the atmospheric temperature and the place where you are in. And even before starting with the coating process, there is a lot of sanding that you have to do to remove the dirt, and after the coating process, there's a lot of water cutting that you have to do. Whenever we go to a mall and see luxurious hotels and the interior works of there, which is absolutely glossy, we can definitely make that happen even with our tools, but it requires a lot of hard work, and that is just sanding, sanding, sanding. I know this is not a project video, but it's more of a how-to video, and I hope you liked it. I'll try to combine the projects and such videos in our channel. If you like such kind of videos, please do let me know in the comments, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until next time, happy learning.